Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Logan, the Metal and Beer Snob, and tonight I'm doing a contest entry for an underrated channel, in my opinion, the Metal Miners. This is the father-son channel of Anthony and Cody, and I'm here to show my support. They just hit 1,000 subscribers, and they have a cool contest going on, so I am 100% all in. And I'm have a beer while I do it. So, cheers. So Anthony, I think, was the instigator of this challenge for the channel, and he's trying to keep it easy for all of us, and I really appreciate it. The contest is essentially as easy as ABC 1, 2, 3. We're going through an alphabetical and a numerical order of 6 different topics. Of course, when I think about buying a beer that's as easy as ABC 1, 2, 3, I'm thinking about fucking gas station beer, a beer I can find at Walmart, just anywhere. Like, I need a good beer. I'm in the middle of nowhere, or I'm like on the rush to get back to the house. I'm not going to some fancy bottle shop or a Total Wine. No, I'm just seeing what I can find. And thankfully, the brewery New Belgium and their Voodoo Ranger series always has me covered. Look at these fucking tall boys they have. One of these will do the trick easy. So this is the Fruit Force from Voodoo Ranger. Truthfully, not my favorite. If there's any Voodoo Ranger aficionados out there, you all know that the Juice Force is truly the pinnacle, the peak of this style of beer that New Belgium is doing. But, you know, the Fruit Force is a valid attempt and is an easy beer to get at short notice and in assured quantities. Cheers. Let's start with the ABC. So A is your favorite album, B is your favorite band, C is your favorite cover art. Let's dive in. Hopefully these answers will not be a surprise to anyone who's watching this channel, but maybe they will. Let's find out. I always think it's extremely cool to hear what a person's all-time favorite album is. No small amount of excitement, I'm announcing that my favorite album of all time for probably about over 10 years now is this one. This is Pale Folklore by Agalloch. And this is one of the reissues that Ian did. This album is perfection to me in absolutely every single way. I wouldn't change a single note. Every single song is a 10 out of 10. Every single piece of music on here, I think is perfect. It just reeks of the right amount of melancholy, sadness, nature, loneliness, and amazing like black metal riffs and, you know, post-rock, post-metal atmosphere. This is one of the most unique and impressive albums that I've ever heard and that I own. I mean, this is absolutely my favorite album. It's gotten me through a couple years, probably, of my life. I owe a lot to Pale Folklore by Agalloch. So from favorite album, we go to favorite band. And for that, I go all the way back to the very beginning. With this one, I just wanted to think about nostalgia, you know? Like, what was my initial, like, that's my favorite band? I don't know if they necessarily hold up as much by today's standards for me. But, you know what? For the longest time, they were my favorite band, and honestly, they probably still are my favorite band. I'm talking about Alice in Chains. And this was the first band that I ever really sought music for, specifically. Like, I was gifted music originally. That's how I ended up being a fan of, like, hard rock and alternative and stuff like that. But the first band that I actually sought out music entirely on my own and discovered entirely on my own was Alice in Chains. And it was because of the greatest hits. You know, it wasn't like I found dirt and picked it up. It was the greatest hits album. And then Black Gives Way to Blue came out, and I picked that up. And then sure enough, I fell in love with this album. And then I fell in love with this album. And this one right here, Jar of Flies, is up there with my favorite album of all time. It's probably maybe number 2 or 3. I don't know. It's it is high up there. God forbid I ever try to make that video. But yeah, Alice in Chains are amazing. I love their whole discography. Like everything from Facelift to Rainier Fog, I highly celebrate. And then on to C, cover art. I'm going back to the year 2017, which is the first year that I saw this man's artwork, Maurice Lewandowski. And this is the cover that adorns Bellwich's Mirror Reaper. This probably is my favorite piece of artwork. I have it on a shirt. I've got it on a flag that's right over there. And of course, I have it on a couple pieces of physical media. I just love this fucking thing. And I love his other album covers too. He probably has been my most favorite artist. He's been overused a lot recently. I can understand and acknowledge that. But then at the same time, I think he has entirely his own flair. And especially since, you know, he unfortunately has passed away. His pieces are finite. You know, like this is it. This is what we have from this amazing artist. And I'm going to show off a couple of the other album covers that he has done because they are amazing. Here. Now we're on to 1. So 1 suggestion for the Metal Miners YouTube channel. And truthfully, I don't have one. My suggestion is to myself. And it's to try to watch you guys more often. And to be a more avid follower of what everything is going on, you know? I need to watch more of their videos. Because I think I've watched a bunch about a year ago. But I have not checked out some of their stuff more recently, so that is my bad, and that is going to be my 1 suggestion to myself. So two albums I'm excited for coming up in 2024 that are hopefully, God willing, released in 2024. The first one is what's playing in the background, and it's the band called Thou. This is their album Summit. Thou is just an adventurous sludge metal band with a bunch of doom elements and just whatever the hell else they feel like throwing in, really. They don't follow any rules. They don't follow any guidance. Thou does what Thou wants to do. Appropriate for the name. I think it's about time that we have a new Thou full length. I'll be okay with a collaboration as well. The other album that I'm hoping can come out in 2024 is a follow-up from Nails. This is their last one, You Will Never Be One of Us, and I mean this thing is fucking awesome. It's not my favorite of the Nails albums. I think that goes to Abandon All Life, but this one's a great album too. It's a bit more commercially viable, and you can tell it was made for, you know, their current label Nuclear Blast, but at the same time, tracks like You Will Never Be One of Us, Life is a Death Sentence, Violence is Forever, and the closer, They Come Crawling Back, are high points in the Nails catalog. I definitely want to know what they can do from here. I mean, this thing was released like 8 years ago, so I think they're due for another album, and I've heard rumblings in the super hardcore Nails camp. So, come on, guys. Let's get an album. And then three releases from 2023 that I love. So, of course, I had already done a year in list video and other videos about some albums from 2023. But I don't want to double dip. Let's find some releases that I've loved that did not end up on any of my videos or anything from 2023. So, there's a lot of music out there. Not all of it I can buy, and not all of it I can actually give enough time to, click with during the year that it was released. So, here are some albums that fall under these categories. The first one, and the one that I kick myself the most about, is this album, Valkama, from Tenai? I don't know how you fucking say it. It's over there. This thing is beautiful. It's not a metal album per se. It's like a neo-folk or folk rock album, but it's dark. It's brooding. It builds kind of a black metal atmosphere in a way, and the vocal performance and the way that the guitars play along with it are just exceptional. This is my first listen to a Tenai album, so I'm going to dive into some more, and I'm just really excited to find a band like this. So, we'll pick it up. Then an album from 2023 that I loved from a band that I've already loved and, dove into, but just didn't end up buying, was the latest from God Disease. And this was their album, Apocalyptic Doom. So God Disease is such a cool fucking band. They are like a death doom band with some borderline like extreme death metal kind of influence in there. Some like gurgly pig squeal vocals, especially on their last album. Apocalyptic Doom is great and really sees them exploring more of the melancholic like death doom and like gothic doom kind of sound. There's more of an influence on keys and just crafting a song, a memorable song, versus a brooding, brutal piece of death metal. So, Apocalyptic Doom was great. Not as good as their previous album, but still great, and one that probably due to shipping and just it being in Europe, I never got around to buying. And then the last album that I want to highlight is another death metal album. It's one that I have no excuse for not buying. It is the latest from Reburied, Repulsive Nature. This was one of the first albums that I really fell in love with and clicked with last year in 2023. It came out, I think, in January. I loved the riffs. I loved the songwriting, the vocals, the artwork. It's just all a great album. It's easily like an 8.2 out of 10. And for whatever reason, I just never got around to actually purchasing it. I definitely had chances, but just never pulled the trigger. For that, I'm filled with regret. But here, I'm getting another chance to highlight it. And here, a chance to highlight the great work of the Metal Miners. Cody, Anthony, cheers guys. Congrats on 1,000 subscribers. Y'all are a beacon in the YouTubeosphere, if you will, for us metalheads. I will do better about watching your content, but I definitely love all that I've seen so far. So, cheers. Thank you for hosting the contest. Thank you for watching this video, no matter how shitty it is. Drink good beer. Listen to good metal.